I'm going live, and this is my kitchen, and my mom's hungry, so since I now know how to go live on this device, we're gonna do something. Now, this is where what I'm about to say, I have to say it very carefully because I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. I don't want to lose my channel, and I don't want to risk a very small percentage of the population that might be offended by this who watch my channel. But if I don't say this properly, actually half the world would be offended at what I'm about to say. But I want to say it anyway because I believe in free speech. Now, I'm going to get a King James Version Bible in my hand, okay? So you know this is serious. When Leathur Rokk picks up a Bible, things are about to get real. I'm about to cook my mom some food. But as I'm looking at it, I'm looking at a bunch of things which I'm afraid to repeat. To talk about how this food was prepared, how it was killed, and by whom. You reading behind the lines here? Well, according to my spiritual and philosophical beliefs, I can't consume certain food that has been prepared in certain ways where the animal is killed in a certain way, and certain words are said which are also used for very despicable acts that happen, okay? And I don't want to say anything that's going to get me kicked off of YouTube here, but I want to, obviously what's done is done, the animal's dead, and that's what I'm about to fix so that we can eat. And I know where food comes from, but that said, I want to negate the words and all that stuff that was said. And I used to go and find one of the Psalms, which is why I'm holding this Bible. But now this is a New King James Version, alright, and I was looking at different Psalms there, and I wasn't getting the vibe that I wanted. If I got the vibe, I wasn't getting a reversal kind of thing. Okay, so I decided I have to get creative. And then I even went and I asked the AI. And let me tell you, they are programmed to be so woke. I was basically, it was open to witchcraft and spellcraft and everything, but when I said what I was trying to do, it was talking about inclusivity, and it was basically, it was like, those coexist bumper stickers. I have a feeling if I was talking about how to talk with a cannibal, they would probably say that, oh, you can't refer to them as that, and you have to be willing to take them to dinner and all that stuff. So I ended up just abandoning that. And anyway, I would never go to AI for anything like magic ideas. I was basically trying to see what the AI would come up with. And this was Copilot, by the way. This is the one I tried. I'm sure maybe there's other ones that would give me actually more of a helpful thing. But anyway, so I decided let me use my own brain and my own imagination, and I came up with something. Now I'm not going to say it here because again, if people use different kinds of software and they try to decipher what it is I'm saying, I don't want to offend the wrong people because I don't want somebody to say off with their head or anything. But I am going to say it, and to do that, I'm thinking, should I burn a candle for this? It would probably be a good idea to do that. So, let me get a candle. You know what? All the candles are up here. Oh, I put them here specifically so I have them all in one place. I don't want something that I'm going to have to worry about my hair getting in. Okay. And I really do prefer to use hair. I have my hair down for filming. So, for things like this, tiny little candles like this really come in handy. And they're just birthday candles. But when you want something that does the job and is small and doesn't take forever to burn down and become not a hazard, little candles work. And I have all the elemental candles colors, but I'm going to use blue because that's a color associated with the people that I'm thinking about. And I just don't want certain energies on my food because I consider an insult to people like, I don't know, anybody that's ever been in an attack, you know. So anyway, this is as much for protection as anything else. So I'm going to put this back up here. I don't dare put food up here anymore because of our mice. Now, I really need to get candle holders that are small enough. Frosty the human said hi. Hello. I need something that's the tiniest little candle holder and stuff. And they'll come to me. You know, I find that I have been getting a little bit better at attracting certain things I need. Like, I've been needing sunblock in the most serious way, and I've been rationing out the stuff that I have. And, you know, in my travels, getting footage of the hurricane, I actually ran into a friend of mine after I'd just gotten out of the dollar store. And I mentioned to him that I was going to hurry back to my house so I could get a little bit of money so I'd go back to the dollar store because they had sunblock there. And he handed me a $10 bill and he said, go in there and buy you some sunblock. And I mean, and he had just apparently gotten out of the casino, which, you know, some people have that taste in their mouth for the gambling, you know. And you know, he doesn't do anything else, and it's not my business, but still. And it's such a complicated thing in this town because I understand that that's so much of the lifeblood in the economy of where I'm living. And I know a lot of people who have worked in the casino industry, so you don't bite the hand that feeds you, but still, you know, gambling is such an addictive thing. But anyway, he bought me a bunch of sunblock, so I think I have enough sunscreen that now, like today, instead of wearing long sleeves for most of the day, I actually dared to bare my arms. I'm hoping, of course I was carrying an umbrella, but I'm hoping I didn't get too much, because those UV rays, I'm telling you, you know, I had to be out this morning from like 9 o'clock until about 1:30 or so. Because the thing is, I didn't come straight home after I did my errands. Then I saw some friends on the boardwalk, and I hung out with them for a while. And then I started feeling guilty, thinking I shouldn't leave my mom unattended for too long. So, anyway, I am going to light this. And, yeah, I used to use psalms whenever I needed to invoke any bloodthirsty energies or vengeful energies or something. And there's return to sender things that you can use using psalms involving produce and different things. But the thing is, you have to think sometimes as you go through life, your worldview evolves. And sometimes I look at the wording and there's certain words I can't in all sincerity use and invoke. Because some things you can read just because you want to get effect. Some things you read because it's something that's a sincerely held belief. And, you know, when it comes to things you're making, it sounds like statements. I want to make sure that they mesh with my current worldview. So, it's just if you're not sincere, even though there's another school of thought on this, that is, for the duration of the working, you can just go through blah, 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 and then when it's over, banish it, and then go on with your merry way. But really, I don't want to start cooking this food until I do this, because it says eviscerated, slaughtered by in accordance with the law. Should I say it? It says eviscerated Zabiha halal poetry, hand slaughtered by Muslims in accordance with Islamic laws without post-slaughter stunning. Now, you know, post-slaughter stunning, you know why you stun an animal? So it doesn't feel pain. Why do you want to not stop an animal from feeling pain? And, you know, when people don't like the taste of blood, I love fried blood. You know, when you eat at Thai restaurants, they have this thing called pork blood soup. And they take the blood of the pork and they just fry it up, and it is so good. And they have a salad that has that in it also. Oh, and a little bit of tinfoil would allow you to make the candle upright if you wanted to. That's right. You know, I was almost afraid to get close to read your comment because when I see tinfoil, sometimes I think people are going to accuse me of needing a tinfoil hat. Which, by the way, tinfoil can also be used to protect the electronics in cases of an EMF strike, you know. So I am going to actually do just what exactly you suggested. Yeah. Just, yeah, usually I try to read the labels on my meat before I get them, but this is something that fell into my hands, and I was going to go put it in the freezer, and I didn't. I read that, and I'm sorry, but that just, you know, whenever there's any kind of terrorist attack, or whenever there's any kind of a killing, I remember how our soldiers were treated, and you know, there's a phrase that's always said whenever something terrible is done to somebody. And yet that's the same thing that's said when an innocent animal is killed. And yet it's supposed to be a prayer. I'm sorry. I'm always going to associate it with something that's violent, and I cannot consume something that has those energies. So I am a metaphysical person, and I am going to use my energies to just, it's like if you drop food on the ground and it gets dirty, it's tainted in some way. You have to wash it off before you eat it, right? Or else you're just going to throw it out. I can't afford to throw it out. So, black pudding, which is made of animal blood. Hi. Well, I hope you see, I shouldn't have to feel in fear for imparting information. But in this day and age where people are trying very hard to be politically correct, and where, because people are afraid of acts of violence, they are very careful about subjects they talk about. You know, people get killed for speaking freely. And even though I live in the United States where we have First Amendment speech, we also have rules on social media that are strict about what we can say about groups and the concepts we can talk about. If it sounds even remotely like we're singling people out, and if it sounds even remotely like it's hate speech, we can get in a lot of trouble. But now, what I don't understand is, I see Christian channels all the time talking about the evils of witchcraft and the evils of Satanism, and talking about Satan as if he was a real deity. And people on these channels, I'm sure, if they saw me wearing this, they would think right away, oh, she's with the devil and she's bad. And they can say whatever they want about people who do metaphysical things. And people can talk freely about being critical of, like, this Christian is more Christian than this Christian and these denominations. And they can be critical about concepts, about ideologies. And it's safe to do so. And people don't, even if you create offensive artwork that offends Catholics, it offends the Pope, it offends people, you basically don't have too many people losing their heads over it. But there are some people that do not feel that under certain circumstances it's okay to kill somebody because they've said something offensive to their religion or somebody. It's like, and I'm not obviously looking for problems like that. But that said, I do have metaphysical knowledge that I like to sometimes share. How was the storm in AC? We were much luckier than the people down beach. The people down beach, those were the people that had issues. Okay, I'm going to... Now, I already used soap and water to wash the plastic. And you know what? I didn't take the time to anoint the candle first. But you know what? When you're in a hurry, my mom would like to eat before Christmas. Okay, this is just honey, by the way. When I make coffee, I've been using honey to sweeten it. Alright. Yes. I mean, there's other things you can do. You can make a sigil by crossing out all of the vowels, and then you're left with letters. then you make them into a design and you create a sigil. But that's also if you actually want to not reverse something, but just write something out, and then there's different things you can do to get creative. But the most important thing is your intention is to, in my case, part of it is a statement to the universe that whatever the circumstances that this was produced, I don't want to waste the meat, so I'm going to cook it and consume it, but I want to make sure that I don't get the benefit of, or the energies that have been infused in it. Anything having to do with the karma of the suffering of that animal, especially considering that it was suffered for unknown people that may or may not have wanted the energies with which it had to suffer and die. And because I philosophically am against those circumstances and the ideologies, and they just don't jive with me. I guess this would be no different than when, say, if some Christians knew that I was preparing a meal, and maybe in addition to their usual prayer before eating, maybe they said a prayer to, I don't know, do something. Of course, I don't know what it is that they would do, because I don't generally do magic in preparation of food. I mean, you can do money-attracting sigils, and you can carve them into cookies before baking them, and you can do different things like that. You can give raw basil leaves to couples so that they feed them to each other, because if you eat couple, there's a legend has it that if somebody feeds you basil, you'll end up loving them. So if you're already in love with somebody, and you're already in a marriage, then I think that that's something that couples can use to strengthen their bond, So yeah, I am unfortunately in Jersey. I'm going to stick this back here because I am about to do some frying, and I don't want to do some frying, And I hope the light setup is okay. I've just got this light here. I got the overhead, and I've got a light over here. Now, I need to really put this here. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my scissors, and I'm going to cut open. I'm going to move this now that you already saw me do the turnaround. Now, if you've never seen my channel before, we do have mice here. So if you see a mouse running real fast, don't be too shocked. Okay. Now, I'm going to open this up. And throw this out. This is the part that makes me nervous. Frying makes me nervous, but when you have a package of chicken pieces, there's nothing else really to do. I want to talk to you a minute and not catch on fire here. Usually when people fry up chicken, they dip them in flour, and then they dip them in egg, and then they dip them in flour again. There's salt and pepper involved and stuff, and then they fry them that way. And I guess maybe having a breading is one of the ways where you know your chicken's done. But I actually do not want to add extra calories to this. It's probably bad enough that I'm frying it. But, you're new to me, Frosty. So I'll give you a little bit of background. My mom was in a hospital for like 2 months, and then she was in a nursing home. And she just got out of the nursing home a couple of weeks ago, and her food there was not the best. So I decided that I was going to, I better wash my hands better. I was going to spoil her rotten with good home cooked meals. I'm doing this, I'm washing my hands so that I can take the chicken out barehanded. You guys, I didn't even have time to clean beforehand. I took some clutter. There's no Sharia in my house, right? You know, they always say don't crowd the pan. I'll have no choice. There is no Sharia in my house. There is no Sharia in my house. I'm going to fry up the blood separately in a pan that doesn't have a whole lot of oil in it. There's no Sharia in my house. I probably should have worn long sleeves so I don't get splashed by grease. Because grease splashing is not a good thing. No Sharia in my house, right? No Sharia in my house. I'm going to have to use a metal spoon to stir these things. I'm going to have to. Okay, I'll use wood. Chicken's one of those things you don't want to mess around. You want to make sure that it is really cooked. And now, with bigger pieces, you want to get them submerged in the oil. And I probably didn't use enough oil because I don't like having big things of oil that can be tipped over. You know? I'll wash my hands again. The soap I'm using is Dial antibacterial. Now my hands are wet, and when your hands are wet, they say you shouldn't touch any surface because you spread germs that way. So I'm shaking and dry. Well, I guess I could grab this. I wish you could smell this. My mom had said that she wanted barbecue sauce on them. But the thing is, if you put barbecue sauce on and then you fry them, you can actually cause the sugar in the barbecue sauce to burn. So it's better to wait until after they're cooked. And the thing is, I could have marinated these, but I didn't. Now, you know, I heard a really good sauce for chicken involves half grape jelly and half soy sauce. But I don't think we have grape jelly right now. Do you hear those motorcycles out there? A whole bunch of them. I think I'm going to use a soy sauce based sauce for this. But there's some ingredients that I am out of that I wish I had. Let me get a notebook. I don't know if it's this notebook or not, but there's a... Oh, yeah. There's a few basic things that I'm out of. Well, some of them aren't even that basic, but they're used in Indian food or Filipino food, or... one of them is banana blossoms, which, by the way, don't taste anything like bananas. I don't know exactly what the use is, but they're in a couple of recipes. Another thing that I see in a lot of recipes is curry leaves. Not curry powder, curry leaves. Another thing that I used a lot, and we've had before, is fish sauce. Another thing I've used a lot, and we've had before, is oyster sauce. Then toasted sesame oil, which is wonderful. And then something I've seen in some recipes, fenugreek seeds. And real genuine olive oil. I've had olive oil a lot, but the thing is, if you don't use it right away, it goes rancid, and then you have to throw it out. I'm smelling some fried chicken. See if I can... Of course, sometimes people fry things up. Whoops, sorry about that. Sometimes people fry things up, but they know that they're not getting a chance to cook it all the way, so they finish cooking it in a sauce. Okay, Bubblelandia says, one time my local grocery store had sesame oil on deep discount, and I bought it up. I think the locals here just don't use it. You think I'm an upbeat, positive person? I think I'm kind of a curmudgeon sometimes. But it depends. If I feel positive this week, it's because things have been actually going my way for once. You know, I'm having... Once I was able to find this really cheap device, and you know, being able to produce content really feels good to me personally. because I really enjoy doing it. I like talking to people. I like sharing my life with people. I like sharing food with people. But the thing with toasted sesame oil, I keep on reading, you can't cook with it. Use it as a finishing thing at the very end. It's really wonderful mixed with soy sauce and sliced scallions and stuff. But if you cook with it, the heat turns it into something carcinogenic, and we have to be careful. And especially if you're going to try something like that, don't do that with the youngest people. They have the highest risk. You know, me, as soon as I hear something has a cancer risk, I get real scared. You know. So I better get the other pan. Oh, you see, almost everything is in the sink. You know, if I'm out filming, I can't be here doing housework. And when I saw what was going on with the hurricane, I got up early that morning, Thursday, and I was determined that I was going to go find whatever was interesting that I could show you guys. And I went out one time for a couple hours, and my mom was really worried because she was saying things like don't go in the water and stuff, all the obvious stuff. But sometimes you have to get real close to the water's edge to get to show things, and then you end up getting your ankle in, and then you end up in your knees, and then you get the hell out of there, and that's kind of what happened. But, you know, I came home so that she would know that I was okay, and then I'd make sure that she had food and stuff. And then I went back out there, and then I ended up, you know, seeing this friend and that friend and stuff. And I was actually planning on going out tonight after I fed her. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I'm going to break this piece up a little bit to make sure that the oil gets to it. I never like to take skin off of chicken because I'm sorry, there's so much flavor in that. One of the things I like to do before baking a chicken, I like to slash the skin some places and slash the meat underneath it, and then soak a marinade or something. Stick bay leaves in it, or I like to take sage leaves, fresh out of the garden when they're still flexible. We wash them first, right? Cut them a little bit so that all the aromatic oils come out of them. Then stick them between the chicken and the skin. And then you use the skin to wrap it around the chicken piece. And you can use little toothpicks to seal them, and then stick them in the oven and bake them. You know. It's a shame, but fat has so much flavor in it. I don't want my hair to catch fire, so, you know, it'd be so easy to just clip it up out of the way, but then I wouldn't look as good. Saying, tin foil is gone by the wayside due to cheaper modern aluminum foil. Yeah. I noticed for food service they have these heavier gauges, which are really good for taking food out. And for jury rigging things. You know. I don't like to cook on foil too much because you move it around too many times and little pieces of the foil do get in the food. And you don't know to pick it out unless you specifically look for it. You see some sparkling things and you'll see what I mean. Oh, good. When you see some browning, this is a sign this is actually working. Now, I already have soy sauce I have actually 3 different kinds. I have the open in there, and I found 2 more that somebody donated. I could have gotten Kikkoman if I wanted, but I think Kikkoman soy sauce is too sweet, honestly. And I'm not looking for sweet in the soy sauce, you know. But I love oyster sauce, and I love mushroom sauce. Speaking of mushrooms, oh, I asked my mom, "Do you smell anything good?" She just made me a funny face. So this is what somebody gave me today. Mushrooms and 1 jalapeno. Now this guy, they weren't even washed yet. He's eating them raw without washing them. Now, you know how mushrooms are grown, right? You always wash them before you eat them. I mean, I would cook them before eating them. I know sometimes people have them sliced raw in salads, but I don't know the story behind these mushrooms. I don't know the story behind how they were handled. I don't know the story behind how they were transported. And I don't want a foodborne illness. My mom tells me that there's not too much worse than food poisoning. And she's got food poisoning like 4 different times. She's always telling me how bad it is. So, and I've taken chances through the years, like freeganing, you know, you're taking chances. But the thing is, I always reheat things to a real high temperature. And of course, I'm guessing because I'm not using a cooking thermometer. And no, I'm not throwing these in right now. I'm just showing you that I do have mushrooms. Mmm. This is crackling away. You guys are all 21, right? In case I do something that's illegal in some states. Mmm. See, I'd like to put more in, but I don't want to crowd the pan. Even though I'm thinking there's one thing I could probably put in. Oh, ooh, don't get spit on. Now I gotta wash this hand on because I actually touched raw meat. Mmm. Mmm, that's a thigh. I love thigh. I probably love thighs and wings the best. And when I'm getting Popeye's chicken, that's what I love the best. And some of that hot chicken is so hot that you want to have some mild too. I used to only get the hot, but they have so many kinds now. And when I get the chicken lady chicken, I never know exactly what kind of chicken it is. I heat it up real good in the toaster oven first. Mmm, something smells good. want any smoking. Woo! I don't want any burning. Anything that might be getting close to getting done, I'm gonna do. Okay, stay close. I'm guessing this skinny little wing might be close to being done. I want to make sure that this new thing I put in has... Oh, and this is looking like this might be done too. Okay. Yes. I'm guessing this leg is done. And I'm guessing this leg is done. See? Ooh. It's a nice bit of fat that's getting stuck on here. I don't want that burning. One of the things I like to do with chicken fat, I like to make schmaltz. That's how you take the chicken fat, the skin, and you fry it up. Oh man. And then you can store it in your freezer. And it is so good. Some people use it to help flavor their chicken soup. And again, it may be fat, but it has so much flavor. Oh. Okay. What other piece can I put in? Oh, one more piece. Yay! I'm getting them all in. All right. Now I'm going to refrigerate the chicken blood. Oh, I just heard a chime. That was a notification for something. Fun to get baby portobello. Oh yes, portobellos, almost any kind of mushroom that is safe to eat. Now, I'm gonna go refrigerate the blood. I'm gonna show this up close. You see, I wasn't drive talking to anybody. See all this blood? Oh man, that would taste real good. Okay. Okay. Now. See, I can see there's some fat stuck on the bottom that's really browning. I want to get that up and out of here. Because that could actually cause fire. We don't want that. Ooh. And splashing we don't want. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this back here. I'm wondering if maybe I should have turned down the grease a little bit. Oh! Son of a bitch. I'm going to have to bake that in the toaster oven. This thing here, I might bake later also. No, I'm going to burn my hand. Do you think I'm going to waste this? Hell no. When this cools off, I'm washing it off and I'm baking it. We don't waste food around here. Alright. I love wooden spoons. One thing I hate when chefs have metal spoons and they scratch up against metal surfaces. It's like, oh, I hate that. Another thing I hate when they're in a hurry and they have portioned out things and they leave something behind instead of getting it all in there. It's like, if I'm seeing this bit or whatever stuck on the plate, or when they're breaking eggs and they're dumping them and they leave some of the white still in there. I says, dude, get all the white out. It drives me batshit. And I know that they can do things, that they edit things so that quick, you get the stuff. But still, certain things like that just really get on my nerves. Mandy McCracken. Hi, Leather. Finally caught you on live. Hi. Welcome to my crappy kitchen. I'm frying up some chicken. What you missed was I had to reverse a blessing that was put on this food because it was done, some things were done not in accordance with my practices, and I had to kind of do something with the candle to reverse things. And that's why I got a candle here. And I had to do that before I could even turn the stove on. And I'm frying up a bunch of chicken. I did not bread it first. I just put it straight in the fat. My mom has been hungry for the past couple of hours, but I had a series of house guests that I didn't want to try to get rid of, you know, especially when you come bearing weed. And you never want to be rude to people. Never want to be rude. But I was trying to tell them that, look, my mom has to take medicines at a certain time, so she should be eating at a certain time. And like, I can give her snacks and things, but she wanted, I was going to cook this chicken yesterday, but I don't know why I was so tired. It was because of the day before. You know, I had a chance to do some filming, and if I had a chance to create content, I'm going to go for it. If I have a chance to go, and now that I know how to go live on this, now I'm never going to miss an opportunity outside again. You know, I was going to go and do a live stream near the Tropicana with some friends of mine on Thursday, and I screwed up. Mandy McCracken, you said, I'm the fellow cat lover who has been commenting your loving Hello Kitty items. Glad you're able to get to cooking for your mom. Yeah. I was almost thinking about changing clothes to do this, because this is the same thing I wore running around town today. And you know what? That tiny little live stream I did earlier, I'm thinking so few people saw it. I'm thinking, you forgive me for recycling this. I'm not feeling like changing yet, you know. But you know what? If I go outside on the boardwalk, I think I will change into something else. And I will bring this whole up. And I'll try to go live. Oh, I could smell the candle just went out. This is the chicken so far. You know what? I think I'm going to have to get the step stool so I can go and see what's in those cabinets, if there's anything that I could use for the sauce that I'm going to have to make for these. You know, I better not leave this unattended, because frying things you can't leave unattended. Okay, I'm going to turn the fire off this. When I don't really hear it crackling, then it'll be safe. I'll think it will be safe for me to walk out of the room, because I want to see if there's something up in there. I'm back. Okay, I'm gonna... see if there's oh, just what I'm looking for. Yay! Okay. Now, what I have in my hot little hand is, I gotta wash a bunch of mouse crap and stuff off it. Smucker's Concord Grape Jelly. You see that? Now, all I need is this and soy sauce. I'm gonna make a sauce for the chicken. Ah, yay! Oh, my mom's gonna be real happy about this. Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to show this to my mom. She's going to be real happy. You know, I can't win. I went to show my mom this, right? You know, she's always watching some on TV. And she says, great, the last 5 minutes of my movie. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to know? You know, some people, you can't win no matter what. Oh, this is still kind of hot. Okay, I gotta get a smaller pan now. I know. I'm gonna have to, they're both in the other bathroom sink. See, I love pans this size. They're just so useful. They're great for making soup for one, or for two, or for side dishes, and there's just so much you can do with them. I'm going to show you what I'm using to clean dishes with. I got these on Temu months ago, and they're like, they have metal in them, and they help you to scour things, and they don't hurt your hands, and they really help to get pots as shiny as you can, depending on how much elbow grease. When I finally get around to cleaning this more, I'm going to be using these. But of course, I like to use paper towels first because I don't want to get these things embedded with the grime and stuff there. But these are really great. I got a stack of 18 of them for less than $2. It was like, oh my God, it was something I treated the house too. I thought this would be something good for cleaning and stuff. And these are just so indispensable because you use them millions of times. So I've never had to get rid of anything yet. Okay, now this usually when I see this sauce made, I just see it made in a skillet. Now, I could probably play it safe by going into my room and going and asking one of any AIs I wanted if in fact all I have to do is mix these two ingredients, or if I should just do it without checking. But I'm pretty sure all you need for the sauce are these two ingredients. Now I'm going to hit this on the bottom so that I can open up the jar since my hands are wet. You know. Of course my hands are wet. That's not... That should be done. See, my hand's not dry enough. That's the thing. See, the jar is still wet. Oh, come on, fucker. When I'm on camera, you guys are gonna fucking... Ah, there. There. I'm not as weak as people might think. I got it open. Smells good. Now, I got a choice of soy sauces here. I got a choice of them. Oh, yeah. I got this, the one that's open. It's just great value soy sauce. Doesn't look very Asian. Got this kind here, which does. And I try to go for things that are authentic, you know. Now, I also have this. I haven't done a taste test of them. It would have to be the tiniest amount, because you know how much sodium is in soy sauce? Okay, and you know what? I'm not even going to do that. But you know what? I'm curious. Yes, I am. I'm going to see how these are different. Because how many times do you have 3 different brands of a soy sauce, right? Try great value. It's good. Salty. I imagine it to be maybe even a little fishy, which I find very desirable. Now, this one, let's see. This one has more sour to it. And this says soy sauce, less sodium. Okay. Now, let's see about this stuff. Gee, I didn't know this was going to turn into a taste test for soy sauces. This, on the other hand, almost tastes like it has chicken in it. This tastes, to me, like it can be a sauce all on its own. So how do you like it? Now this says superior dark soy sauce. So this is a different kind. Look. See? This really has, oh, and it's dripping on. Probably look like a vampire feasting on herself. If you want to not mess around with putting together a sauce, try this dark soy sauce. It is good. Okay, now I don't want to put things around here on the stove for too long because there are pilot lights, and I would think that that would interfere with the shelf life of these since I'm going to be keeping them out. Is this a chore boy? Chore boy beanies? Yeah. I just fried up a bunch of chicken. Not a bunch, just some. But I had to do something first because I had to, like, purify the energies over it and stuff, and I had to figure out how to do that, and I did that, and I fried up some chicken. I did not put a breading on them. I'm about to make the sauce. Oh yeah, I have one chicken thing of soapy water because I dropped it on the floor. And I'm going to rinse that off real good because just you don't want to eat things off this floor, but you don't want to waste food either. So I'm about to rinse soap suds off a piece of chicken. Okay. How do I purify my chicken? Can you tell me? No, this is only for occult purposes. I don't want to say things that are going to get me in trouble because it's a subject that is controversial, because it's like when I was actually throwing ideas around on one of the artificial intelligences, it was going through, oh, we are inclusive. It was basically very woke, very all opinions and all views are equally valid. We don't discriminate, blah, blah, blah. And I was talking about an antidote to energies put on by an ideology that I don't feel comfortable with. And I needed to, and I decided to take a chapter from the early parodies of the Christian masses that some metaphysical people were doing, where they did the so-called black mass. And some of what they did was they just said things backwards. So, because I was going to use some Psalms. I have a Bible here, but they didn't quite have what I had in mind. And also, my worldview on things in life has evolved through the years, and some of those things just don't speak to me anymore. Anyway, I'm about to make a sauce for this chicken. Oh, and there was a lot of blood left over from the chicken, and I'm going to fry that up at another time. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not trying to be evasive. First of all, it sounds absolutely crazy to a person that's not into metaphysics. But it's like, some religions, they do things when they're slaughtering animals that cause the animals a lot of pain. And now, I'm not a vegetarian. Obviously, I know where my food comes from. I know that animal has to give its life for my food, but still, there are some ways are more what I think of as humane than others. You know, if I was an animal, for instance, give me buckshot up my head, or do something. Don't make it long and drawn out and stuff. And because I don't think it's right to make people or animals suffer, and certainly don't make people suffer more needlessly. You know. Now, I am going to, just for the hell of it, throw in an AI in the next room and ask them if all I need is this and soy sauce. But this is Concord grape jelly, and I'm going to go ahead and use this great value soy sauce, since I just did a taste test of the 3 that I have, and I decided I'm going to have uses for the other 3 these. Do we purify the mushrooms too? No, the mushrooms don't have any such energies on them because they are plants, and plants don't need religious purification by certain groups. It's just certain animals are killed in certain ways, and I'm not going to get into details because I don't want to lose my channel. But, oh, whoa, I'm real graceful, aren't I? Let me run and ask the AI in the next room something. Okay, the AI recommended that I add rice wine vinegar and ginger and garlic. And I have ginger paste, okay. But this, I remember seeing this recipe, and it was only those two things. So, you know what? I'm going to start with that. Okay, I need a really big spoon. Oh, no, please don't do this. I mean spoon, not a spoon, it's serrated. Hold on, let me check and see if it's in there. Alright, it's not a spoon, but it'll do. See, we've already started packing, and some of the things, but obviously things like this you need access to. Alright, I'm going to start off with approximately 50-50 of both of these things. Oh, this is the original spoon I was looking for. It's metal, and it's got a hole in it to hang. You know, and I actually found this in my travels, you know, and, because, you know, I prefer to eat just using, I don't like metal in my mouth. For some reason, it just kind of annoys me. If I'm eating out someplace fancy, I'm not going to make an issue about it, but for the most part, if I have a choice, I prefer plastic. This looks so dark, it looks black. And it smells grapey. Okay, I'm gonna put this in this pan. And then I'm going to just pour this into it. Try to get as much. Now, one thing you got to be aware of with a sauce like this, it's extremely high in sodium. Be careful with soy sauce. Some kid was doing a hazing ritual and they made him drink a bottle of soy sauce and he died. So please, 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 respect this if you're going to make it, you know, put these here, see what that said. And food hack. Oh, you know what? Garlic and onion powder too, if you have it. Yes, I have. I definitely have them. The one thing with those though, and yes, and I have the powders, which are really wonderful. I had something to dry my hands. Oh, here it is. Is everybody over 21? Are those fish heads in the pan? No. This is chicken. Fried chicken pieces I had to unhalal, if you get my drift. And these weren't seasoned ahead of time. I just wanted to fry them. They don't have a breading or anything. Okay, you know what? I can take these guys out of this. I'm gonna say I'm sure they must be done. And I will finish everything off in a cooking sauce. So nom, 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 nom. Okay. Let's see if there's any chicken skin sticking to the bottom. And yes, I am going to reuse this oil. Oh. Alright, now I'm going to put this way back here. I'm not going to be needing that. That needs to be washed. Now, I'm going to put this on the fire on low. Or mostly low. It's almost like my carbon footprint wouldn't exist. Well, the thing is, that whole carbon thing is really a scam because people pay for these carbon credits and it doesn't really remove pollution from the atmosphere. It doesn't prevent pollution from being created. And a lot of this is just robbing Peter to pay Paul, where you take nations like ours that are kind of advanced, so people say, and at least when we burn coal, it's a cleaner, more refined coal than the coal that maybe China might be burning, for instance. And it's like everybody wants clean air and water. Of course we do. But you don't want to bankrupt the society's way of life and blast you out of being a first world power, an industrialized, powerful nation. Then all of a sudden, because we have these energy needs that we can't meet, society breaks down and we're forced to just go without the technological advances and blast people down in the Stone Age or something, which I don't think anybody wants. You know, we've had a taste of the communications and the medical advances and all these wonderful things that are a byproduct of being advanced. So to lose all that, I mean, can you imagine getting used to having to get unused to living life with the modern conveniences and things that we take for granted? You know, I would hate to give all this up. Okay, it's a little bit of a challenge breaking up the solids from the jelly. And this is just jelly, it's not jam. It's not like there should be a texture of it. I think it would be great if they actually kept the grape leaves in it, not the grape leaves, the grape skins in this because there are so many healthy things for you in grape skins, like resveratrol, you know, things that you would get. I know you can take supplements, and some people drink wine and they use as an excuse that there's some health benefits. Okay, I'm going to take this off the fire now. Before I add anything else to this, I'm going to see what it tastes like as is. I wonder if it doesn't need a bit more of the sugar aspect. I definitely don't want to heat it again because that's just going to intensify the sodium, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, well, I had seen a few years ago, I saw a real easy recipe for a sauce. Some little Asian child, it may have actually been a child chef, had recommended it, and it was just half Concord grape jelly and half soy sauce. And I happen to have 3 different kinds of soy sauce, so after trying all 3, and so I want to see if adding a little bit more jelly gives us more. Okay, I want to try. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more. Now let me see if this has any salt, if this is just ginger, because I don't want to add any more sodium to this. Oh man. You know, I'll try the hot water thing. I am a bit conscious of sodium levels and things because my mother's a heart patient and she's on a lower sodium diet. Oh, and there's a light salt thing that I have also, but she can't use it because this is not for heart patients. So I only use that when I'm cooking only for myself. And the thing is, that sodium thing almost gives an Epsom salt kind of flavor. There we go. Oh, I wish you could smell this ginger paste. Yes, I'm going to throw in some ginger paste to this. And if you can see, what I'm getting is a nice... let me see, I don't think we have any garlic in a jar form here anymore. You know what? I can just use a garlic powder. You know what? In case we need a little bit of heat, just a tiny little bit. There. Oh, and this is the garlic powder that, as you can see, it's gotten too much moisture and it's gotten kind of solidified in a bunch of chunks, and I just kind of do my best using friction and rubbing and getting. It's kind of like when you have soft bouillon cubes that you kind of crumble into a liquid and then they'll dissolve. But just the trick is to get it in as small crumbles as possible, because this is not, I don't want to add any extra water to this. I may have to adjust the sodium thing, because, you know. It's kind of like when you're crumbling a bud to get it into tiny, tiny, tiny little pieces so to put in your bowl, you know. Okay. I'm gonna err on the side of a little bit more rather than a little bit less, because it's garlic after all. And since this is such a thin sauce and it has such a high sodium content, that we're going to be very sparing with the sauce. But I'm going to, before I turn the fire on, I want to see if I can dissolve the garlic without turning the heat on, because I'm really afraid of concentrating the sodium too much. And oh, I'm getting a low battery thing. That means I can only do this for 5 more minutes before I have to bring this into charge. And the only place I know I can charge it is inside my computer. And that'll mean that you won't be seeing me here. You'll be seeing me do, you know what I'm saying here. Okay, this is good. Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the chicken back in here. Okay. I'm going to put the fire on. Whoops, you didn't see that. I'm going to coat the chicken with the sauce. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, I can do this before the battery runs out. They say I'm at 15%. And it takes so long for me to charge. You know? See, I was thinking this isn't, I'm not making a lot of sauce, but kielbasa with grape jelly and barbecue crock pot is bomb. Yes. Oh, my mom loves kielbasa. You know. She likes to put sauerkraut on it. She has this thing. My mom is obsessed with pork and sauerkraut. And she wants to have that on New Year's Day, and it's supposed to be an ethnic good luck dish. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the heat off. I'm going to hope that this is really imbued really good with this. Now, see this? I'm going to bring an extra plate. I'm going to take this very carefully out of my hand. You know what? Better wash my hand first. Oops. And I just threw soap on the floor. You guys, you can tell I'm not in prison because I just dropped the soap. Ha ha. I made it funny. I made it funny. I made it funny. Okay, you want to see how I feed my mom? Because after all, the whole point of this, my mom was belly aching that she was hungry, okay? And I can't starve her because that's not the sort of thing that we do to people that we love, right? So, okay, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to give her the plate first. I'm going to be a real teasy bitch. Hey, cover yourself. No, I don't mean cover yourself. I mean, I've got this thing on. Okay, you're taking this.
Okay.
Let people say hello to you
Okay.
because this is a live
Hello.
stream. You ready to eat?
Yes, I am.
Can you even see? You can't even see her
That's okay.
because of the light. And this is ridiculous because I'm about to serve her food, and you guys aren't even going to be able to see this. But you see, I'm carrying this into. Going into my mom's bedroom. And if I can do this without breaking my neck, that'll be really groovy. Okay, now.
You took my shoe away from
Oh, I took her shoe away from me. Now she's going to complain about that. She is such...
You took my shoe away. No, wait till I get my shoe back.
My mother is a hell of a taskmaster.
Oh.
We need light.
Yeah, everybody needs a light. Okay.
You know what?
Are you going to serve?
Yes, I am. Hold a second. Hold on, you guys. I have an idea. Whoops. No, that's a bad idea. Okay, that should be good. Hold that thought, you guys. I'm coming right back.
Popeye's wings are now spicy and mild. If Popeyes can make better wings, I can be better making.
A real gentleman would share those wings.
That's
And if you fall, it's not my fault.
Mild, the sauce and your eyebrow, better. Love that
And nothing to
chicken
do
from
with you
Popeyes.
guys out there. If you fall down and go boom, oh well, not my problem.
From a fresh start,
Feeling more like myself.
with Schwarzkopf's professional expertise, you can embrace the hair color for every chapter of your life.
Schwarzkopf, what story will you tell?
Welcome to Applebee's. Oh, the 2 for $25 with 1 app and 2 entrees, like a new chicken parm fettuccine. Sound good?
Applebee's 2 for $25. 1 app and 2 entrees.
Great play.
McCormick knows unbeatable flavor. So we created flavor
Sure,
shields
it's
so spices
wonderful.
are as fresh and
Whatever
flavorful
it
as the
is.
day they were packed. Letting you make meals that'll have everyone licking their chops. McCormick, flavor sealed for unbeatable flavor.
A lot of dogs are really stoic, and Nitro is one of those. Something is making him feel pretty down, but he's just not.
You need to turn the TV down so that it doesn't mess
What are
with
we
things up.
doing?
Oh, you need
Now
light.
we're going to burn down the house. So
Dude,
wonderful.
what else am I supposed to do?
What are you doing?
I'm getting light in this damn place.
I'm afraid. I don't like those things sitting around. Rather,
Nobody
I
does.
worry about things. This house is combustible.
Yes, it is.
But you're kidding.
Boy, he's a lot of dog.
Okay, there's no light, no fire around here. I mean, there's no thing burning around here.
Uh-huh.
See what we're being reduced to?
Jeez, and now we can't talk either. Come on, Leather, I just want to eat.
Okay, here.
Oh, great.
The first thing we wanted to check out
Oh,
was this
yeah,
front
that's
office
great.
Now,
area.
I'm going to put this... Mom, please turn this down. No, I'm going to do it.
That's not normal.
Because this is not...
Some inflammation around the spine.
There. Sorry about that. Plus, I don't want to get a copyright thing. Okay, now, I hope you guys can see that this is chicken in a sauce made with things like I told you about. But I also added some garlic and some ginger to this. And a tiny little bit of red pepper flakes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to give you first the really big piece.
Oh, great.
And I hope you'll love this.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
Do you guys see this good?
Mm-hmm.
Mmm. Oh, and... Mmm.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Okay, you're going to eat that and then I can give you some more. Okay,
you'll-
because I'm running on very low battery.
You'll have to give me. How can I eat it?
Oh, that's
I
right.
don't have
Oh,
the utensils.
she needs utensils. How can I forget that my mother is not going to eat with her hands like is some cultural practices actually do? What
Oh
fell?
my God, I don't know what fell.
There wasn't anything of mine. Is a fork what you would use?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Now, please don't shake anything. If it does, blow it out.
You're leaving me with these candles.
Yes,
burning.
because I have to charge this. I have to abort. I can't. I got to abort the stream because I'm down to 14%. Okay, so now I'm going to leave my mother alone to eat in candlelight because we have a lighting problem. Now it's my turn to eat a piece of this. Oh, mmm, 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 mmm. And there was something else I wanted to do, you guys. And I think you know what it is. Mmm. Oh, it just tastes so good. Yes, garlic and ginger. I'm a firm believer that food is medicine. And I'm very attracted to Eastern herbalism. Mm. Mm. I'm not trying to be rude. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm, 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 mm. And my apologies to anybody who's really hungry right now and doesn't have a food source. If you're local and you're my friend, you know you'd be welcome to ring my doorbell. I keep my freezer stocked with things they're easy to heat. But you know what? I feel really bad that I had a chance to feed 2 friends today. And my mom was telling me she was hungry. I knew I was going to do this live stream. And I wouldn't have been able to go and take forever using the toaster oven doing things. Because it only turns on for like 15 minutes. And it doesn't have a temperature thing. Mm. Excuse me. I'm going to assume that my mother's fine. Because I have something else I want to do. And you know what? I can plug this in my computer and I can keep on talking to you. Oh. Hmm. I thought it was supposed to have a fireworks display tonight, and I was halfway thinking of maybe showing that. Oh, you just ate? Okay, I'm about to plug this into my computer to charge since it didn't come with a brick. I'm wondering if I can't get a faster charger thing on it, but they say that you should be careful not to use chargers that don't go with things. Okay, now I'm plugged in. And now this thing is trying to say that I'm trying to import pictures. And I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to charge this up. So, now this is just, oh man, it doesn't realize that I'm actually just trying to charge the damn thing. Now I want to set this on something. I don't have any of my mounting equipment here. Oh, I just have to select what I want to do. Okay, because I already imported the things from this into there. So, okay, I got to mount this kind of sort of here. Okay, good. Now, here's what I want to do. Besides not spill that. I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, that when the first time that I put it in, it was asking me to tell them what I wanted to do. And at first I didn't understand why it would ask me something like that. But then when I saw that it was giving me an opportunity to take the pictures and video that was in here and put it in the computer, and I'm thinking, you know what? Why not start doing this now? Because, you know, what if something happened, like say this fell out the window and smashed in a bunch of pieces or something. I do try to upload things as soon as I shoot them. Like I'll check in at Facebook or check in wherever I'm at a Wi-Fi signal, and I'll do a photo dump on Facebook or on Instagram. But I tried to go on Instagram doing a live thing today, and I thought I was doing it. But you know how when you're doing a live stream with YouTube, you get to see a chat room, you get to talk to people, that they say things and you say things. But I was noticing that I didn't see anything that people were saying, but it was telling me that there was like 44 people were active on Instagram, 57 people were active on Instagram, and I was thinking, and I'm talking to them as if, you know, but after a while it was like I was talking to a brick wall. Anyway, it turned out you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers on Instagram in order to do an Instagram live. And I actually had exceeded 1,000. I got to 1,017. But then people started finding out that I supported this guy here, and they took umbrage to that, and people started dropping off. And now I'm down to a whopping 877. And it's a shame. I don't know what it is people don't see. And I'm meeting a couple of new friends and stuff. You know. But there are a lot of people there seem to hate him. And I love President Trump. I love him, love him, love him, love him, love him. I am an enthusiastic supporter. He was my favorite candidate when he first announced himself. He was always my number one. When nobody thought that he had a chance, including even myself in the beginning. But, decent guy, hey. I just finished making some fried chicken. And I didn't put breading on it. I just fried it, and then I made a real easy sauce. I took some Concord grape jelly, and I mixed it with some soy sauce, and I threw in a little ginger and a little garlic, and a little tiny bit of red pepper flakes. And so it ends up having, it's saucy, as opposed to it doesn't have a coating on it. And the thing is, whenever you're using soy sauce, it is very, very, very salty. But it's, yeah, I have a new cell phone now, as you probably know. It's really, 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 really cheap. Well, that's the problem, is the lights would need to be plugged in. She just asked me to blow out the candles. I blew out the candles. It's really weird where the electrical outlets are, and not all of our electric outlets work well. You guys are all over 21, right? I don't want to thank you. I was really hating how faded it was, and my roots were down out to here, man. And you know, I hadn't washed my hair in a long time, because when your hair is in braids, you can't really do it without getting the friction pulling hair out and stuff. And then when that bad guy smashed my computer, I just clipped my hair up so that it would look big the next time I got to film. And so that's pretty much what I do. If I can't film, I clip up my hair. When I'm filming, I want to look good. But when I went to Washington, D.C., and I got this cell phone, and unfortunately it didn't last too long, but I just got this one real cheap, and took a chance on Temu, got a cheap ass cell phone that had the best camera for the price I could find, and No, a bad guy. He was some guy on a skateboard, good looking guy on a skateboard, was floating around looking for a woman to buy, apparently. And I was on the other side of Tropicana, and he asked me if I was working. And I just lost it. I got angry on him. I said, dude, you're saying this to me in front of my audience. I'm talking to a bunch of people. You're making me, would you say this? How would you like it if somebody said this to your mother, to your sister, to some female you liked? Do you think this is okay? And I turned the camera to face him, and he took it out of my hand and he threw it like a frisbee. And then he said that he knew what street I lived on. And I was fucking pissed off about it, And all because he was mad at me for being insulted at being thought of as a prostitute. And as a matter of fact, I was wearing a short little, it wasn't distress, but it was, come on, I'm going to look good on camera if I can, right? And if I go outside, you damn right I'm going to. It was a place that I always thought was safe because it was next to the casino. You got the casino Wi-Fi. It was well lit. It was right off. It's like the boardwalk is here and the street is right here. And it's just still almost really on the boardwalk, but it's on the concrete ramp kind of. But anyway, it was one of it was a place that I would normally feel safe. And it was on a Tuesday night, just before Halloween. And it really affected my sense of safety in my own neighborhood as a result, because it caused me to be looking over my shoulder and stuff. And I was followed. The other day when I was doing all this filming showing what the hurricane was doing, there was, hi Amir Udine, who likes me to wear the masks. I was coming home and I saw some flooding couple blocks away, and I decided that I wanted to take some pictures and some video about it. But there was this man who was standing and watching me, and he would not go. And I waited, and finally I went further away. I decided to go up near the railing, kind of, toward the beach access. And I think he finally figured out that I was not going to pass anywhere near him, because the only way I could have gone to make the video I wanted to do, I would have had to walk to within 6 feet of him, and I didn't want to be within grabbing distance of this guy. And so anyway, it looked like he left. So I made the video I wanted to make, right, and I'm going down the street, and then I'm thinking, that looks like that son of a bitch. So I crossed the other side of the street to cross the street. But then when I wanted to cross the street, I realized he was nearby, so I had to walk all the way down another block to where the actual light was to cross the street. And then I crossed the street, and then I walked up this way, and there he tried to cut me off, kind of, as where I was walking. And so what I did was I used this Spanish family as like a human shield for me, and I walked out into the street, literally past the gutter, out into the street. I knew that there wasn't traffic that was close by, and I used, because they were in between me and him, just so that I could, and then I had to cross a parking lot and go the long way into my house. Oh, and I didn't go in the house right away after that. I went around the corner, because there's a place where people drop off clothes and stuff, and I wanted to see if maybe, somebody dropped off something. And then I went home, and I'm guessing he didn't see where I lived. But I'm thinking, damn. And this wasn't that late at night. The sun had just set. And my mom, when I finally came in, she said that she was concerned because this time I had been gone quite a while. And when it got dark, she started to worry. And I told her when I left, I had to get the shot. I had to make some videos. I'd heard that there was a lot more storm damage up more toward the inlet. And, no, I don't want to ruin it. I was started to talk about things I might end up making a video for. But it was a really great day, that day that I was doing the storm damage, because I saw some friends outside. And a lot of people had weed. Oh, and speaking of weed, I hope you guys are of age. I hope I'm not corrupting anybody. But it's legal here, not for just medical people, but for all people that are 21 and older. It's legal in the state of New Jersey. And in most of the places that I really frequent and enjoy a lot, it is marijuana. Everybody's I smoke a lot. Smoking on some dank kitty buds, yeah. Oh, I heard such. I have had some Canadian weed and it was great. It's like I was getting a lot of weed lately, right? And I was so happy and relaxed and less stressed because, especially if you get to wake and bake, that is so wonderful. And then I realized I was smoking my last bud, and I realized I was out. And I found a few roaches, but then I smoked that up. And then I realized I was out. And I'm thinking, boy, you forget how much it sucks to be out until you're just out and you realize you're out. But then today, I went out to the park. Somebody gave me, wrapped up in a little gum thing, a little bud like this, but it was really good stuff, right? Well, I'm grateful for this, right? Then my doorbell rang, and it was a friend of mine telling me that my package arrived. I have a mail drop now. I have a way to get mail, and I will, when I finish the show notes with this, when this is over, I will give the address to you guys, but I got a package today. Yes, I did. I got a package. And this package included a studio light setup. Look at this. Isn't that wonderful? And it has a pole that has a bracket that will attach the cell phone to it. And this is the bracket here. Oh, retracted. Decent boy. Please don't do that. When you say something and then you take it back and I don't get a chance to read it, then, okay, THC gummies. You know what? I don't respond to edibles at all. Even the liquid concentrate that you use the eyedropper and you stick it under the tongue. I once bought a $50 bottle of that at a cannabis convention, which if I had known that I wasn't going to react to it, I should have just bought bud. But guess what's coming up? Well, no, I shouldn't say that because I don't want to. No, I'm just saying, go to these street festivals if you guys get a chance to, because sometimes if you happen to be in a legal state, maybe you might be lucking out, and among the people selling things in the booths, some people might be selling weed. That's one of the ways that I get my weed now, because I don't have photo ID and I can't go in any dispensaries or anything. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I go downstairs to meet my friend who gave me some mail that I got, which is this package. And the other thing in the package, by the way, were those exercise bands that my mother uses for her physical therapy. Now, I can't show them to you right now because they're in my mom's bedroom, but she is so happy. And Debbie, thank you for sending that. I appreciate that so much. My mom appreciates it so much. When her physical therapy guy comes in Monday to do some work with her, I'm sure those will come in very much in handy. And I will, when I learn to do the light setup, then I will get it used, but I haven't even read the instruction booklet yet. So, okay, where I'm going with this, while I'm talking to my friend who gave me my mail, all of a sudden, a neighbor shows up, and the lady, it's a family, right? Well, the lady says, hold out your hand, and she gives me a blunt roach that's actually 3/4 of a blunt, alright, like this big, and it was full of good stuff. Well, I unrolled that, and I crumbled it up, and I put it in my bowl, you know. But wait, it gets better. Then, my friend Felix, who was the man in the van, he showed up, and he had a bunch of weed. He has a bunch of dispensaries where he's at now, and he's staying with this church lady. And oh boy, things are very, very interesting, no? You know, this isn't any of my business. I want everybody to be happy. I want people to be in situations where they're not stuck and they're not being abused or anything. And admittedly, he's staying in much more comfortable accommodations than I was able to provide. You know, when you're sleeping on a stair landing and all of a sudden you go into a place that's a house with air conditioning and a real bed and all that stuff. So he's doing better, but I think they are working him a lot. you know how churches are. They get volunteers to work and they never pay them. And where's that piece of chicken that I was eating? Oh. But anyway, I was really happy to see him today. And so everybody's got weed now. And I was going to go out today. Now, I thought they were going to have the fireworks today. But today is the 23rd, and I think it's next Saturday that they're going to have the fireworks at the Tropicana. You know, usually things are going on and I hear it, but I'm busy doing something with my mom or something, and I can't. When you hear it, it's too late to go out there. If you're not already up there, you know, you don't get to see anything. So, let me put this back, balance this kind of, and take another hit of some weed. Please, in the future, if you're going to say something, don't take it away before I've gotten a chance to see it. I can understand if you're nervous about being on the record as saying something, but at least make sure I'm looking at the screen and I can see what's typed. You know, it says message redacted, retracted, you know. But yeah, gummies, I don't feel a thing. I love weed, you know. I really love weed. I have a lot of happy associations with summers here and smoking weed and finding safe places to smoke weed and hiding from the cops while you're smoking weed and trying to be discreet so your mom and dad don't know. And then finally you get to the point where you can be honest with them and you can tell them the truth. And then you don't have to hide it from mom and dad anymore. And I was very lucky that I was able to have a relationship. And okay, my father's passed, but my mom, I tell her the truth. And, you know, this place all smells like weed half the time. And, you know, she knows what's up. Now I see an arrow. I don't know what that. Weed is the best. It says need 500 milligrams or more. Everywhere I look says he passed. King Cobra. Yeah, you're talking about the gamer guy? Thikimoto had a video about that. Because I need to take some time to watch some more of you guys' content. I've been really getting into Thikimoto's channel. I've been saying his name wrong this whole time, you know. It's like, Dumpstar is another person who I like to watch his streams. He, I don't know if he got off the street or not. When I met him, he was homeless and he was coming through Atlantic City. About the time that the cops were messing with me for playing my guitar and they were threatening me with fines if I didn't leave. You know what? Not too far from where I was playing guitar here, there's some guy sitting on the boardwalk with a sign saying homeless, hungry, God bless, blah, blah, blah. And if I can't play my guitar standing up against a railing, by the way, did you know that playing music for tips out here is considered no different than panhandling? Even if I'm not speaking to people, if you're standing playing guitar and you've got a hat out there, it's considered the same thing as, do you have a dollar? Do you have a cigarette? You know, nobody asks for dimes anymore. But, and around here, the cops drive on the boardwalk like every 10 minutes. So it's not like, oh, I can do this for a couple hours and hopefully by the time they get all the way down that end. You know, cops can drive cars, and you know, cars can go for either snail's pace or they can go normal speed. You know, they don't go too fast, obviously, when you have traffic on, but they can still go slow and be able to get through. They can go on those bicycles, and they have bicycles now that are electrified, and they don't have a sound, and they could go real fast. I've seen electrified bikes go more than 50 miles an hour. Usually, I don't see cops doing it. It's other people doing it on very empty stretches of the boardwalk. And the thing is, if you're a senior citizen and you're a little kid and they don't see you, they can hurt somebody. And what about all those squirrels that are on the boardwalk? You know, they can be. But dumpsters, good people. Oh no, I'm being yelled at. Hold on. Are you talking to me? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You won't believe this. So my mom now, she wants me to make her some cream corn. Before, when she'd asked for it, I thought she seriously meant for me to just open up the can, give her a spoon, because she sometimes eats it cold right out of the can, ghetto style, right? Or hobo style, or, you know, if your fire ran out and you're still hungry kind of thing. So, no, she wants me to heat it. This pot is obviously in use. Now, I was trying to find one of these Corningware ramekins that I figure I could put the cream corn in one of those and put it in a toaster oven and go through a cycle with that. But I can't find the Corningware. And unless I actually put it away, because I did wrap certain things up, like certain kitchen stuff I have packed, so much of my clothes packed, but at least with my clothes I have things color coded. Like if I have a red backpack, little mini backpack with strings on it, then I'll put red stuff in it. I have all my red, white, and blue clothes, I have that in a duffel bag so that I know where to grab things, like next time I go to Washington, D.C., for instance. Can I? Oh, yes, Manny McCracken says, can you give a close-up show and tell of those two cats in the background underneath your star? I certainly can. Let me take a hit first. Okay, let me see. Well, you mean this cat here, and then there's a cat there, and there's a cat there, and there's a cat there. Excuse me, and I just burped. Where did my manners go? Down here. Alright, I'm going to unplug this briefly so I can show you close up. This is Puts in Boots, and where I got this from, there was a guy who was a carny that worked in one of those places where you throw pins and try to break balloons, or I don't know exactly what it was, but he didn't make me play any games or anything. He just gave that to me, and I don't know how he knew I love cats, but it was on your way to resorts without getting to resorts yet. And this cat here, this is a Christmas tree ornament. And I took it out of my mother's room because I thought it needed to be displayed. But this is what the manufacturer of it. Here, I get it. Oh, this is probably upside down. Oh. Yeah, well, so much of my things have been packed away. Like most of my Trump stuff, the banners are in suitcases to protect them. Like this thing here is a pink Women for Trump sign that I usually had in the windows, but this is just giving this a little bit more stability. This, my mom went on a bus tour to like the Boston area, New England, and she got that. Okay. Now I don't see what I'm filming because I don't see. That is the Japanese character Chikara. It means strength or power. And it's my favorite of the Japanese kanji script. And I don't speak the language or anything. But it's also, that's a KISS tour program. And they used that symbol, which I could see that you could use that as a meditative tool to concentrate on assuming more power and strength and having those qualities in your life. I bet you it's helpful when you're doing working out, physical fitness, and I think it's a good way to help psych yourself for things when you know that you have responsibilities and you have to make sure that no excuses, you're going to do what needs to be done. Which, it's kind of how I approach things as a caregiver with my mom. Like, when I was sick with pneumonia and I did not feel good. And guess what? She's home and I have to wait on her hand and foot. And, oh man. And it wasn't for the fact that it was hard to sleep, because once my head hit the pillow, I started coughing uncontrollably and I was so miserable. And I'm so glad that's over and done with. I would not wish that on anybody. I really was not enjoying that experience. Here, some more things to look at. I don't even know how long I've had this. And this is a nightlight. This kitty here. This is supposed to be a massager of some kind. You see the Maniki Nikos here? Got some weed. I love weed. Oh, this is a very dear friend of mine who watches my videos. This is Wisconsin. No, Michigan. I believe that was her hometown. Of course, what I could do is I could take this off and see where exactly this is. Lake Superior, Lansing, Michigan. And that is my friend's hometown. And it's very beautiful. So of course I'm hanging it up. I love using push pins and hanging things on that way. Oh, something happened to my fan. It hasn't been working anymore. Okay. I'm gonna have another piece of chicken. Mmm. Mmm. You know this would really be good over rice. Mmm. Rice would be wonderful.